What's the difference between injecting, snorting, smoking, and hot railing methamphetamine? What's up, you guys? My name is Nicole Pludre. I am your resident old school tweaker. That's right. I got all the information, all the tweakertivities, all the peeking, geeking, and tweaking. So if you want to learn more about methamphetamine addiction, how to recover from methamphetamine addiction, or how to help someone you love that's struggling with methamphetamine addiction, tune in. Make sure you follow me. All right, let's get into it. So what's the difference between these routes of administration? First and foremost, let me preface this video by telling you that it is going to be hella triggering. So if you are somebody who is in early recovery or you cannot handle hearing the truth of what it's like to do these substances the way I'm about to share, please X out of this video. Your triggers are not my responsibility. It is your responsibility to hear what I'm saying right now and to X out. Got it? Good. Now, let's get into it. Snorting methamphetamine, I would say, is probably... Snorting and smoking methamphetamine are the two most common ways to use methamphetamine. Snorting it gets in your system pretty quickly because it enters your bloodstream through the mucous membrane in your nose. And smoking it is also a pretty easy way to use it, right? Like a lot of people, I feel like, either start out snorting or smoking methamphetamine. The really reason why I wanted to talk about this is because of this comment right here, and I'm going to read it to you guys. It says, I allowed someone to stick a needle in my arm, and this was after being completely clean off meth for 15 years. Injecting methamphetamine will take you to a dimension that you've never even been in before. It is literally like not... It is rocket shipping you out of the stratosphere. Okay, and I want to share this with you guys because I want to tell you how much it changed my life when I started injecting. I started out, my first time using meth, I was smoking it, okay? And smoking it was so powerful for me. The moment I rolled the bowl, inhaled, about 1 minute later, I felt the hair follicles in my head growing out of my head, okay? I felt the hair on my arms growing and standing up straight. I got goosebumps and chills all over my body. My blood pressure immediately went up. My neck and my cheeks turned red. Okay, so that's how powerful it was for me just smoking it. Snorting it as well. Okay, but the day that I injected methamphetamine, I'm going to share that with you right now, exactly what happened. I was over at my friend's house and I had gotten into this like habit of hot railing. A lot of you guys ask me, what is hot railing? Hot railing is when you take a straight shooter pipe, it's just straight, and it's glass, and you heat it at one end to get it hot, 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 till it's glowing, basically. And you put the cool end to your nose, and you put the hot end to the line, and you inhale it. When it hits that hot pipe, it turns into a smoke, and when you snort it up your nose and you blow out, it blows out smoke. That's what hot railing is. And it's also a very powerful way of using methamphetamine. All these ways get you very, very high. But I would have to say, as an intravenous drug user, somebody who shot drugs for many, many years, there is nothing quite like injecting drugs. And it is the one thing that will take you to the land of no return. Like once you start injecting, that's the only way you want to use it. You will make excuses to wait just so you can inject. If you don't have a rig, you'll search everywhere to find one. Injecting is just so much more powerful than snorting, smoking, or hot railing. So the first time I ever injected, I was sitting in the living room and I was doing hot rails. The guy that I was staying with was manufacturing. He had just gotten done manufacturing and boofing off a batch, okay? And so it was fresh. And he said, this is the best batch yet. And I was sitting there doing my little hot rails, and the next thing I know, I looked around and everybody was gone. Everybody went to the back bedroom. And so I had seen them go to the back bedroom before, but I did not know what they were doing. I had never seen anybody inject drugs before. And so I walked back to the back bedroom, and that's where I seen all my friends that I was using with. They were all tying off, and they were all mixing up their meth in their spoons. And so I stopped them. I said, you got to let me do that. You got to let me do that. Worst decision I ever fucking made. Do you hear me? Worst fucking decision I ever made. They were like, no, Nicole, you don't need to do this. You're too good for this, Nicole. And to me, that was just a way of saying, like, we don't want to share. And that pissed me off, right? And so I was like, listen, if you guys don't do it for me, I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to hurt myself. And so I put the pressure on my friends. And that's when my friend stepped up and she was like, I'll do it for you. Little did I know, this is my first time. She shot me up with 40 units of methamphetamine. She literally showed me the syringe, tipped it upside down, showed me how slow the bubble was moving. This was old school methamphetamine. This was red phosphorus, okay? It was an amber yellow liquid color. It wasn't white, clear. It looked like maple syrup in the syringe. And she gave me a 40-unit blast straight to the freaking arm the first time I had ever injected. And the moment that that drug entered my bloodstream, I had the big O. And if you know what the big O is, you can put 2 and 2 together. I thought I had peed on myself because that's how much was going on downstairs. And it was so euphoric that for the next 8 hours, I locked myself in the bathroom, teaching myself how to inject myself, because I never wanted to not be able to inject it. That's how good it felt. That's how powerful it felt. That's how erotic it felt. That's how much confidence it gave me. That's how much sexual liberation it gave me. That's how much I felt beautiful. I felt powerful. I felt strong. I felt sexy. I felt everything that I had been lacking in my life. When I injected methamphetamine for the first time, I felt all the pain, all the misery, all the insecurity, all the low self-esteem and low self-worth melt away. And it gave me strength and confidence that I had never experienced before in my life. And this is why so many people become addicted to shooting up. Because it is like nothing you have ever experienced in your life. But on the other side of that erotic, euphoric, amazing feeling is being chained to a substance that runs your life. Not being able to turn away. Locking yourself in a bathroom and shooting up water for 8 hours because you don't have any meth and you just want to feel the feeling of shooting up. It is chasing down people that have a used syringe because you broke the tip of your needle off. It is using a syringe after somebody that you know is hepatitis C positive, but you are just so desperate to get that drug in your body, in your veins, that you will use that fucking syringe after somebody that has hepatitis C knowingly. It is knowingly injecting drugs into your body while your baby is fighting to live inside of your womb and you cannot stop. That is the kind of control that the needle has over you. And so I can tell you about how great it felt, but please let me tell you how much it ruined my fucking life. 6 months after I started injecting methamphetamine, I was arrested for a possession of a controlled substance, a Class C felony. I had never been in trouble in my life. Just petty bullshit. Like, I think I got arrested for a public intox when I was 17. But I'd never been in any serious trouble in my life. And 6 months after I started injecting methamphetamine, I caught my first felony. Injecting drugs became everything to me. And I could not walk away from it. Not even when I found out that I had a baby inside of me. So I might tell you about how great it felt. But I am also going to tell you about how my life was turned upside down. And that is the difference between injecting drugs, smoking, or snorting, or hot railing them. I hope you guys understand. I hope you watch this video all the way through. If you can relate to it, please share your experiences down below. If it helped you in some way, please share it with somebody else.